Deconverted man here, so I am smiling, and I am very, very grateful to all of you that have sent help my way and kind words my way, and my hair's a mess my way. So my brother and I did find a place. The room is a little bit smaller than what we had, but it has a window, so that's good. The other room didn't, and it also has AC over there. But it's not. We've got a couple of fans going anyways because it's not that cool without them. But it's less drama than the other place was. So basically, the landlords, I guess that's what you would call them, even though they're basically live-in tenants who take care of the place. So I guess that's what they would be. After they got the notice, and everybody was going like, this is nonsense, this is crazy, this is, whatever. And so they went to the court, and they got a court date to fight it, which means they have basically until then to pack up and get out. And then after that court date, of course, they could ask for more time, yada yada yada. So they're fighting it. Supposedly the owner didn't know this was going on, and the owner's lawyer didn't know this was going on, which doesn't add up in my brain. I think that's just baloney. I think that they're feeding them nonsense. The owner would know that their mortgage was due. I mean, come on. What were they doing with all the money that they were getting from the renters? And there was like 10 or so plus people living there paying about $400-500 a month, $450 I think it is a month. So even if you just say 400 times 10, that's $4,000 a month. Your mortgage isn't going to be that high, even after electricity, even after water, even after trash collection, although I don't know if we pay that here in Florida. But at any rate, it's just, in my brain, I don't buy it. But that's what they were told. So, and they're fighting it, but my brother had found a place like that day that we got that notice, that 24-hour notice, where I put my video up and said, we're moving, and, this is going to kill our savings and all that. He found a place. We packed everything up. He got a U-Haul. We got it here, unloaded everything, got the U-Haul back, and we're just wiped of energy. And then all of a sudden the donations start pouring in, and every single time my hope and my faith in humanity increased. And that's thanks to all of you. A lot of you offered kind words as well, and I don't think that should be overlooked, because a lot of you wanted to help but couldn't help. I've been in that position more than once. I did way back when I did the ALS. I want to do this thing, but I don't have money. I mean, everything I have is either going to rent or trying to be set aside for savings at that time. And nobody had any idea that the house was going to get foreclosed on. None of the people knew. So yes, we could have stayed there, I guess, but it would just be drama constantly over your head, wondering when the next shoe is going to drop. When is it going to be that the house really is foreclosed on? So you'd have to keep your stuff packed, ready to go anyways. And what if you can't find a place in enough time? Are they really going to give you 30 days, even if you do win the court case or whatever? Yes, you could drag it on, but then there's litigation and all that stuff. Plus, then, they were arguing with each other, oh, well, we should pay less rent because now there isn't a lease. Well, we still need to pay for electricity. We still need to pay for the internet. So yes, you guys still need to pay rent. Maybe we could pay less rent. You know, of course, all this drama between all these men. You know, and I'm just like, I'm glad we got out of there because it was just too much to deal with. This house, the owners live here, so there's a vested interest to not do that same thing. You know, that they're gonna pay their mortgage on time. They're not gonna screw around like these owners did wherever the bleep they live. But I got a whole bunch of people's emails and phone numbers written down, so my brother's going to research if we can indeed sue the owners, because in my mind and to my thinking, if the owners knew, or even if they didn't know, because I think ignorance is no excuse, that well, maybe, I don't know, but at any rate, if there was a thing that the mortgage was due from the moment that they got that notice, or that notice was sent to them, whether they read it or not, it's irrelevant. From that moment forward, that they knew that the house, or they should have known that the house was going to be foreclosed on, nobody should have been paying rent. I don't think. And I don't know, because I don't know all the laws and stuff, but my brother's pretty good and savvy with that, so he's going to look into that and see if we can sue, because if we could sue, then theoretically we could get back all those past months' rent. I don't know. Maybe at the best, maybe that's unrealistic, and maybe the best we'll get is you know, some compensation to move or something like that. But if the owners have disappeared off to Tahiti, you know, then of course, and suing them is going to be impossible. But I really don't know that stuff. I'll update you when I do know more, whether or not we could sue or whatever. It's complicated, it's legal stuff, it's beyond me, so I just leave that to my brother. But the things to take away from this is, yes, we have a place. It's packed full of our stuff because the closet's not quite as big as the other closet was, so we're trying to lessen stuff and get rid of stuff, and so in a way it's a positive, because we didn't really have that pressure on us to get rid of stuff in the old place. So, you know, I guess that's a bonus. Plus the window, that's, you know, having sunlight and knowing when it's daytime, big bonus. It really screwed me up not knowing what time it was. I was sleeping weird hours. It was just nuts. So now I'm having like a normal sleep cycle again, so that really does help. All of your generosity, all of your kindness and compassion and concern really has, I honestly say, restored my faith in humanity. As a skeptic, you know, we try to avoid the word faith like it's taboo or something. And I did make that one video where I said, losing my faith in humanity one creationist at a time. But on an honest note, even though that was satirical and humorous, there is a bit of me that was kind of losing faith in humanity, that, you know, people just believe in nonsense, and I was feeling really down that, you know, no one cares enough to do anything or fix anything or change anything or help anyone, and I was just feeling really down about that idea. And it's not logical, it wasn't based on anything or whatever, but I was just feeling that way, you know. And this emergency, this crisis comes, and I ask for help, and am completely, utterly blown away by the help that I got. I'm baffled, I'm speechless, I am filled with gratitude and appreciation and love for everyone. Whether, you know, if you gave, I really appreciate that. If you couldn't give, but you wanted to give, I really appreciate that too. And I think even the desire to want to help means something. That says something. And it did impact my brother. He is seeing something from the skeptical community that I think that took him aback too. He posted somewhere in the comments as the web expert. Whether or not that's going to be his official YouTube channel, I don't know anymore. He keeps changing his names. I don't know what the bleep he's going to do. But at any rate, saying that, you know, he does go to a church. He goes to a very small church, so there's not a lot of people. But the fact is, nobody at his church, even I guess they might have said, I want to help, but I can't. But they're all kind of broke, you know. But maybe they could have given $1 or $2 or something, right? Nothing. So that's not going to deconvert him or anything, but it did, I think, impact him very deeply. That, wow, this is how we're supposed to be, and we're not being this way. Now, not all Christians are like that. I have been to a church where people were very giving. I went to a church one time where they actually would pay your rent once, and then that was it. You know, they'd help you out one time, and that was it. So you better pick your emergency, I guess. But I think, and of course, not all skeptics are going to be generous either. But I do think that it showed him that this community on YouTube, and that those people that subscribe to me and enjoy my content are compassionate, caring people that and that says something to him deeper than words or videos could say. So I'm very grateful for that, because that affects him in a positive way, I think. Like I said, it's not going to deconvert him or anything. Not that I would try to deconvert him either, because I want him to learn logic and science. And he knows some logic now, and a lot more science now than he did at, say, the beginning of this year or last. And so do I. And that learning process is ongoing. Because, you know, I'm thinking back to another video I made way back when, trying to answer the question, why become a skeptic, or why deconvert? And I think, if I remember right, I said, you shouldn't, unless that's where you're led by the evidence. Because I don't want people just to stop believing because it feels wrong to believe, or whatever. I want them, if they're going to do that, if they're going to lose faith, I think it should be for the right reason. Now, some people care about that, some people don't. You know, some people say, whatever, as long as they left their faith, what's it matter why they left? You know, maybe it was emotional. And there's nothing wrong with that, intrinsically wrong. Of course not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I would rather people, if they're going to change with the right mindset. But that might come later anyways, so ultimately it might not matter. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like, well, I would like it to be this way. Kind of like I would like it that words were precision defined. That doesn't make it that's going to be that way. It's just what I feel. So you can disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm right, by the way. But just kidding. But you know, whatever. Anyways, bottom line is, I am really blown away by all the donations and the help and everything, and it has stabilized us to some extent. It will get us through next month, and we'll actually have some savings. Not as much as we had, but it's closer to what we had than where we were before I made the video. So you know, it restored. I don't even know if I can give an amount off the top of my head, but it restored a good amount that does help us, and I really appreciate that. A lot of people are gonna get books as soon as I can figure out how to get that going. Now, my good friend Molecular has said that he has some ideas of publishers. My thought is I'm probably going to go with Amazon's has like a self-publish option where they actually print a physical book, and every time it's sold from Amazon they get a little bit, and you get the majority of the money, but they get a little bit of the cut. I think it's probably easier to do that than to actually try to get it published. But, you know, I'll send it in a couple places and try to see, you know, if anyone's actually interested in publishing it. Just, you know, out of curiosity of how much money-wise would be the difference, whatever, higher distribution, yada yada yada, and all that. But anyways, that's down the road. I'm still not done with it, even though it could be done right now. I've got more that I want to add to it, so to me it's not quite ready. And a couple of people were, or at least one person was curious about what it's about. Well, it's about my deconversion story, and it also has other arguments in there for and against God, and talks about that stuff and asks questions. It's kind of aimed at somebody that it's aimed at 2 or 3 different groups. It's aimed at the person who might be a fence sitter. It's aimed at the people who just recently deconverted. It's aimed at the skeptics as well, to have us question ourselves. And it's supposed to make you think and ask questions and of your own self. And so it pokes fun on both sides, and it does it in my humorous sort of style. So when you read it, you'll definitely hear that. Probably, if you're used to my videos, you'll hear that sort of weird kind of humor, that sarcastic sort of, humor that I have, plus of toying with these ideas. So at any rate, so that's what it's about. I guess maybe I'll have Metallica give me a synopsis for it, but he's already done a lot of help on that book, so I don't know. And thanks, Molecular, for helping me with the book, by the way. They read it, so, they're an alien, and they spell-checked it for me, so that's good. But I just want to make sure you know that they're an alien. That's the takeaway from this. Don't tell them that I told you that they're an alien, though. Let's see, back to video editing. Well, right now the room's, still in disorganized state. So I don't know when I'll get the big computer set up, because I have my laptop, so I can make videos like this, but I can't do ones that are scripted. So I can't do my debate right now. I can't put up the 1 Minute Skeptic, which is now late, because I was doing those every Sunday. So I'm missing this Sunday, and then next Sunday, I don't even know if I have a recording for next Sunday yet. So hopefully I'll have those by next Sunday, so there will be 2 up, and I'll go back into my debate as well, and back to analyzing and doing this other video that I've been working on with somebody who's taking forever to do his side, but that's okay. I'm taking forever to do my side, so we're both being horribly lazy and slow about it, and that's okay. But hopefully it'll be next week. I don't know. Don't. I'm not making any promises or anything like that. So, but I am being very grateful for all of you. At least one of you said don't say the words thank you, so I'm saying appreciation, gratitude, love, respect, etc. instead of those words. But for those of you who want to hear those words, so that one person who didn't want to hear thank you, plug your ears. Okay, thank you. There. Now you can unplug your ears. Oh, wait. They're still plugged. Now they can't hear me that I told them. I didn't think that one out. No, nothing. They can't hear me now. So somebody needs to type in all caps, unplug your ears, or they will have their ears plugged from now on. Whoops. Also, someone said when they sent me money something about lobsters, so that was good. Anyways, that's all I've got for now. So I'm very, very, very grateful for all of you. I truly, my faith in humanity is restored, and I feel very positive about doing this channel. That I am cared for, that I'm cared about, and that what I'm doing matters to people. I've people that I've never seen comment are commenting. It really moves me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you again. It doesn't matter now, that guy or gal can't hear me, so I can say anything I want. I call them names. Why would I do that? They helped me. That wouldn't make sense. But I could, because their ears are plugged. Alright, I'm done. So I'll put up this, and then you'll get a catapult pancake video, because... whatever. The catapult pancake videos aren't supposed to make sense, by the way. For those of you not in the know, now you know. And knowledge is power. I've got nothing now. Now I've got no more content to say of the. So thank you, and I appreciate it and love you, and not romantically, just care for you. Unless you want me to love you, then I have to get to know you, and you have to be available, and I might feel that way eventually for you. I don't know. But for certain people, I have prerequisites. So if you're one of those people, I'll tell you what the prerequisite is, and then I would love you. But yes, it is conditional love. So just to let you know. But not everybody. Some people would be like, oh yeah, sure, I'm on board with that. There's one person especially that if they said the right thing, I would be like, okay, it's that's it. I've fallen head over heels. Now I'm just blabbering. I'm just blabbering and musty and random stuff. This is what happens when I'm unscripted. I blame Matt Slick. Until we have a logically coherent argument, we must continue to be generous with help. What? That didn't... I don't know. You insert your own ending here.